think all the work we saw was extremely accomplished.
It was a really incredible collection of work and very varied in terms of its focus. So it was a wonderful cross-section of what's happening, not only around the country, but internationally at degree level. It's very exciting.
People are starting to understand that the kind of tactile and the details are really what architecture is ultimately. It's as important in a big or a small building.
It was particularly inspiring to see how many diverse approaches to architecture we had today.
And the sort of reflective nature of looking at how architects make work, the kind of futures that architects might be developing, was certainly something that was part of all of the projects that we saw. There was an incredibly broad range of ways of working, from hand drawing and hand making through to some very, very kind of sophisticated use of computing to make images, but also computing to make models.
Young graduates have this passion to want to develop an idea with rigor, but a sense of overcoming what's expected.
All of them were incredibly diverse. They're all exquisitely beautiful. They don't feel like degree projects. They feel much more accomplished than that.
You get a sense that this is a big range of backgrounds, big range of political, social, geographic concerns.
To see such a variety and such a diversity of locations and subjects that were being considered and addressed through the work was a joy and very impressive on behalf of all of those who submitted.
Many entries were not about just designing an object, an architectural object or an urban plan, but more about agency and more about a complexity, delivering the complexity that is behind architectures.
The ambition of the projects, I think, remains incredibly high, certainly at the best level of attainment. Part of the joy of being a good designer, I think, is setting a tough problem and coming up with an aspirational solution or series of solutions.
There's no attempt to steer the decision, to follow trends. If you like, it's the universities and the students that set the trends.
Questions that people were asking, from very pragmatic small-scale architectural resolution to questions about energy or geography or the environment, right down to sort of the high street and what we see when we're walking in local communities.
There was real thought and originality in the way in which people were putting their ideas forward. It was great.
There's a genuine intellectual curiosity, there's a genuine spirit of inquiry. Students entering the President's Medals competition routinely ask and attempt to answer and generally succeed in providing a whole range of solutions to, so very successfully.
The traditional skill set of architecture is to push the boundaries of architecture and architectural representation.
What is the intellectual input in a project, and how consistent is that reflected in the design and the concepts and the way it's executed? And that's an important discussion, I think. It's one that doesn't come up very often.
To give students this confidence by winning such a prize or being commended with something that's been of interest is a great start to your career.
I think the value of the competition is that it provokes conversation. It asks the profession questions of itself. It asks students questions of them about how high they want to set the bar. So it's about benchmarking just how curious we wish to be.